know better than to try and race you.
Why is that? I'm in a station wagon.
Yeah, I know. You're in a fast station wagon. I'm in a car that looks fast, but it's manual and it's not that fast.
And day 2, we start off with a car that's always here, the Bijan SF90 Spider. Everybody takes pictures of it, but it is here 24/7 pretty much. We got a Wraith, but let's go. So guys, it's day 2 here in LA. We arrived last night. We have a little bit of time to kill. We're gonna do some car spotting around Beverly Hills. Then we're meeting up with a friend that you guys would know very, very well. And honestly, think about California and the time around car week. You know, we're a few days out car week, but there's always things that happen. So I don't even really have a plan for today other than just meeting up with that friend. But I can guarantee you it's gonna be a packed day. Same with tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that. We are here in LA until Monday morning. And after that, it's car week time. But yeah, let's go see what today has in store. So we thought this was Kim Kardashian's Maybach because she has pretty much an identical one. But according to the guy that works here, a lot of people pretty much just replicate it. So it is not hers, but pretty much looks the same. So the cool thing about LA is there's a ton of crazy exotic car dealerships, and they also always have cars in the showrooms, outside, whatever, and it always changes up. You never know what you're gonna see. So every time we're here, we kind of check the same dealers, but there's always different cars. Inside one we're gonna check out right now, there's one that I haven't even seen a picture of before. It's like a day or two ago. There's some wild cars here. We've been here before. Let's go check out O'Gara Coach. So there's a 570 GT backing up, but there's a Speedtail right here with the roof scoop. At least roof scoop's really cool. I don't know, these cars are a cool concept, but honestly, normally they're not really my thing. It was supposed to kind of be like McLaren F1 type DNA, and it really wasn't, other than the 3-seater. The Gordon Murray T50 was really that, but again, I think it's one of 106 cars made. None of them actually came to Canada, so they're mostly here, Europe, Middle East. You really don't see them a lot. This one got the high-speed wheels as well, but the roof scoop is pretty cool. 3-seater configuration with the steering wheel in the middle, but there's another really cool rare car over there. So even more rare McLaren over here, the 1 of 15 McLaren Sabre. We've seen them around. We've honestly this one because all of them are in North America. We've seen a good amount of the production. We've been for rides in our friend Sabre in the videos. But yeah, 15 ever made, kind of based on the Senna, but looks a lot more aggressive. The carbon two-tone with this kind of color shift, purple and blue. I think we've seen this car plenty of times before, but you know, not a bad surprise to see outside. So yeah, these two cars outside are pretty cool, the Sabre and the Speedtail, but there's something that, in my opinion at least, is a little bit cooler inside. There might be more because I only know of one car that's inside. So we're gonna walk in and see what's up. So we're inside O'Gara right now, where, you know, they have a lot of really cool cars. I'll start off with the really cool stuff and I'll go to the even cooler stuff. So here we have a McLaren Elva, no windscreen. I think in Canada we were required to have a windscreen, so all of them for us have it. Obviously, as a Barchetta, kind of as the SP1, SP2 competitor, it's a lot better like this. Next up, we had a Speedtail with a roof scoop right outside, and there's a dark blue one here as well with a roof scoop. I think I actually kind of like this spec better, just because the interior is kind of like a darker color. But honestly, I think the silver with the darker interior would be perfect. But look at this. I'm sure you can't miss this in the back. This has got to be one of the craziest looking Valkyries I've ever seen. So this one has like this crazy livery that starts off with orange, finishes off with red, and even the outline on the wheels. If you see that wheel, there is orange on the outline, orange in the middle, but this one, because it shifts to red, it's all red. Now, this car is kind of like black, but with a lot of carbon pieces. We saw a lot of these while we were in Europe about 2 months ago, but you know, very cool to see them here on US soil. And I think we've seen this Chiron a few times before. Chiron SuperSport, carbon body with the blue stripe. These are the top speed cars, the long tail cars. Very, very nice to see, but man, this right here, Valkyrie. Oh man, look at this, the fade on the stripes of the paint with the yellow. So it's pretty much paint with black stripes tones from the front, and then it turns into black with the red stripes in the back. This has got to be one of the craziest specs I've ever seen. That sounds pretty good. With the washcloth still on the hood. I gotta say, that blue does look really freaking good in the sun. See, we only saw this car before in this museum where it's not as like well lit. Here in the sun, the orange and the blue actually pop out so much. It is pretty crazy.
It sounds alright, doesn't it?
Not bad at all.
Stock exhaust, stock car. Everybody thinks this must be some kind of crazy modified something.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the different colors and stuff. Ooh, we got a filmception.
Yeah, I can put the mic on you, I can put the mic on Puppy, I can get out of the way, I can also do that.
So, we definitely weren't the ones that brought a car the furthest distance, even though we did drive.
You've done an incredible job. You've driven much further.
Yeah, but this is a little more impressive. 6,000
miles or something from home.
No, oh, yours 6,000 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours, but yeah. On a boat. This car's been through more than us.
Yeah. It's been boated, it's been trucked, and then it's been driven the last 500.
Yeah, and you said this is the first time a GT8's ever been on US soil?
So, this is where, obviously my own platform, if I can plug it, ECR, Supercar Registry, has previous locations of cars.
Yeah.
So I can search all GT8s. Has there ever been one in the United States? The answer is no. So there's never been one. There's never been a GT8 in America until now. Well, which is cool.
At least it's the most famous one in the world is the one to do it.
It's cool. It's cool to have this car here. It means a lot. I've had it for what are we 8.5 years now?
Yeah.
Wait.
No.
Yeah, 8.5 years old. I got it in January 2017. 8.5 years from you. It's a very personal car. I went from seeing it being built and painted and everything to now being able to have driven it around the world.
Yeah, it's not bad. Well, now it's going to go to Car Week. This is what? How many cars have you bought for Car Week so far? You've done GT500, Ford GT, the Zenvo, Dark Horse,
Black Series never came to Car Week.
Point out to Car Week?
It arrived a week after Car Week. Yeah, shipping sometimes. Yeah. And no, my personal fans actually messed that up. And GTA, yeah, Ford GT twice technically.
Yeah.
But it's funny with this because all the hotels and things, you valet park the cars here, and I'm like, race clutch, right-hand drive, carbon fiber bodywork. No, thank you.
This is a race clutch stock.
Sorry?
The race clutch is stock.
Well, okay, race clutch. I call it a race clutch because it's really heavy.
Okay.
It's really hard to drive well. Like, I mean, you can drive it at some point, and you'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Petersen and see what happens there. So now we are going to follow Shmee to the Petersen Museum. I think we're gonna have lunch there. I don't know, every year they have different cars there, so I'm sure we're gonna see some wild stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun little day. But this is the person that I said we're gonna meet up with that brought a car. Definitely something a little more impressive than us. Now, I don't know how he's gonna deal with all the driveways here, because even in my GT4, that was pretty impossible. And he's got a carbon lip, so good luck to him. That does sound so freaking good. Like when the V8 Vantage, not even the GT8 came out, I remember Top Gear reviewing and Jeremy Clarkson was like, you can hear this car from like 2 miles away and it sounds insane. And honestly, this car really shows that. Okay, so guys, we are at the Petersen Museum at a pretty restricted section actually. I think you're normally not allowed to go here. We are with Tim, Shmee150. He's currently filming his video over there, so I'm going to be a little bit back, and then after I'm going to go up, show you guys there's some wild cars in the actual museum. But in the shop area, again, I don't think many people get to go here, so we're pretty lucky today to be able to be here. But I'm going to show you some of at least my highlights here. So we'll start here in the shop, and then we're going to go up to the main museum, then we're going to go back down to the vault to show you some of the highlights. Again, if I go through every car here, it's going to be 35-40 minutes. We're going to skip over my highlights, and I'm just going to show you what I find interesting. So first of all, you guys know how much I love this car. One of my first ever videos was reviewing and driving a XJ220. Now we have a dark blue one here. Most of them are silver, so dark blue is pretty cool to see. It's got the high-speed wheels. So that's here at the shop. Beside that, there is a 300 SL, I believe. This might be a Roadster by the lines, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe a Going, actually. Now, I am not a big JDM guy. I don't know anything about JDM. I've driven, the Skylines, NSXs, all that on the channel. So again, I'm learning as I go, but I was told that this, as far as JDM goes, is the #1 car. So this is the R33 LM. Apparently it's the only one ever made, and this is like just the absolute peak of JDM, as good as it gets. Apparently is right here in front of us, and it looks like it. And I overheard the tour guide here telling Tim how I guess in Le Mans this got 5th place because the first 4 cars were McLaren F1s, so be right behind a McLaren F1 is a pretty big deal. Here we have Tesla Roadster #7 ever made. Again, you don't ever see these, so recently I know every time we see one, we actually get pretty excited. And I don't know, I think they're pretty cool cars. So we are now on the 3rd floor where there's a lot of movie cars and just very well-known cars. But I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, there's like the Transformers Camaro in front of me, and there was some truck from Twilight. And I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched any of those movies and I have no interest in them. But I'm going to go show you guys the one car in here. The one car that there's no way that I would not go and film. Now, you guys might think it's the Batmobile, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about the Batmobile, because right here is the best car of the whole floor. We have Borat's ice cream truck. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, come on. There is some serious cars in this building, but this might be the highlight of the day for me. So right now we are starting at the 2 floors that definitely are more the types of cars that this channel usually shows. And a prime example of that is right behind us. So this is a Periscopio Countach. Blue on tan or brown is honestly awesome, but the Periscopio Countaches were P400s. You know, the first Countach is 1974, I believe they started. And by far, these are the most valuable Countaches. And how can you tell it's a Periscopio? Well, the car is way lower, just not as many spoilers and fins and lines and everything. But the biggest giveaway is on the roof, there's that little indent right here. That's how you can tell it's a P400, an original Countach. And of course, on the other side here, we have the Lancia Stratos. So this, I believe, was like the best rear-wheel drive rally car of all time. Either this or the 037, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then the Aston Martin Bulldog. We saw this for the first time at Car Week last year. At Pebble Beach, they had the whole theme of the wedge cars. And then we saw it at Moda as well, driving around in Miami a few months ago, and now it's here at the Petersen. Also a gold DeLorean right across from it. Now, if we ever had a special car, this is it. The 1 of 7 CLK GTR Roadster. We saw this driving around at Car Week. The owner drives this car all the time, and it's wild for a car like this. Most of these cars, I think at least 2 or 3 out of the 7 have no kilometers on them, never been driven. This car, he even put aftermarket rims, which he does get a lot of hate for, but you gotta understand there's justification for these aftermarket rims, because you cannot get tires for the original rims for this car. So, you know, it's not safe, especially if you want to actually use this car to its full potential, to have the OEM wheels with the OEM tires, because they're gonna be, you know, this car's from the 1990s, it's gonna be 30-year-old tires. You can't actually enjoy this car like that. The only way to enjoy this car is to do what he did, get aftermarket rims, get tires you can keep replacing if you use them. And that's what he did right here. So you can hate all you want, but he did this so you can use the car. And you got to respect that. And behind that is a car that I know I showed here last year when we get to Petersen, but the ME412. Now, this car, I think me and probably a lot of you guys only know about it from the video game Test Drive Unlimited. And in that game, it was like the fastest car in the game, 400 kilometers an hour, which is like 240 miles an hour. This car, nobody really knew what it was. It was a concept car. I played in the game. It was like the craziest thing, and I didn't even know that this thing really existed until last year when it was here and I saw it. This is an absolute childhood like hero car of mine, and it's so cool to be standing next to something like this in real life. Now, I believe it uses a Mercedes V12, but I'm not 100%. I really don't know much about this car other than it's like 850 horsepower. I mean, this car is wild. So now we are in a section where the YouTube world and kind of everybody now knows, the Ken Block section. All these cars are wild drift cars. I mean, you can just tell by the look of it. Of course, one of my favorites right here, the RS200. Now, I think I might have seen this car curated a few years back. I think they had it in the showroom for a while. But RS200 plus add all the Ken Block heritage to it. Can't go wrong with that. Got the STI and then the Fiesta. Now, I believe the Fiesta was used in a video in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Where he just around the city, then he lines up against a bunch of supercars and beats them in a straight line and then keeps drifting. Then the 911, the Audi Quattro. I mean, there's so many cool cars here. The, I believe, Escort Cosworth, another STI. This STI, I believe, was actually used in a Top Gear episode. They jumped over like a dirt bike or something. But yeah, all these cars are so famous, absolute viral sensations. Anything Ken Block did was amazing. So yeah, the second floor has some pretty cool cars, but we're gonna go down to the first floor, which, believe it or not, has some even cooler cars than that. So everybody knows that the best era in cars was the 80s and 90s. So we are in the 80s and 90s, which is the first floor here at the Petersen Museum. And here we have a Gucci Cadillac. I didn't know this existed until I came here, but before the Gucci Fiat 500, there was a Gucci Cadillac. So here we have the absolute icon from Lamborghini, the white on white 5000S. Now, the Wolf of Wall Street had the same spec, but on a 25th anniversary car, which is less desirable than the S. Now, this here will be the perfect car to represent the 80s, all white, you know, Miami Vice spec. This is the way to go for the 80s. And I know you can see here what's peaking, but we're going to go around because I got to tease you a little bit and show you some other cars before we get to that. And I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. So we saw the R33 LM downstairs. Now, whereas this is normally the big dog, the $400, you know, it's $1 million car. Normally you see this and this is the wow factor, but after seeing the LM, it's almost like the baby version of the LM, which is saying a lot about a 400R. Now, this might be the ultimate 80s and 90s 4-car combo. So we got the Cizetta V16, which is one of 9 ever made. I think they were originally commissioned for the Sultan of Brunei. He had a couple of them, and now this one I think might have been a Brunei car before. Then here the low tech. We saw this car last year. Car Week, drove around a little bit. 1 of 1, 1,000 horsepower. This thing is so awesome. And then the M12 Vector. Again, never see these. These are just ultimate insanity of the 80s and 90s, and of course, not only an icon of the 80s and 90s, not only a supercar icon, but potentially the greatest car ever made. Right here, the McLaren F1, 3-seater, fastest car in the world in its time, naturally aspirated. I believe it might still be the fastest naturally aspirated car ever made. I mean, McLaren F1 in silver. Now, not only that, this is Elon Musk's old car. So the story goes that he bought this car, had it for a very short amount of time, crashed it, totaled it, didn't really care to replace it, and I guess it just got sold as a crashed car. But here now, it is still probably worth $20 million. So here is something very interesting that you guys also probably know from the channel if you guys have been watching for a long time. So this is an E36 M3 lightweight, which we have reviewed probably about 3 years ago. But this one specifically has only 48 miles on the clock, so it's never been driven. And not only that, I don't know if I've ever seen another lightweight that has the small spoiler. Most of them have a bigger wing than this one. And again, delivery mileage pretty much 48 miles, 126 of these ever made. We have reviewed one of these for the channel. Now, next up, we have this E30. Again, you guys know I don't know much about race cars, so I can't really give you details on every car. But here is a car that every person that's from my generation finds very, very special because of one video game. Now, this might just look like a modified BMW M3 E46 to you, but it is not. This is an M3 GTR. It's the road-going version. I believe it is the only one ever made. Now, what makes the M3 GTR so special is, one, the video game Need for Speed Most Wanted. This was like the main car of the game with that Need for Speed livery. But the other thing that you might not know, this car doesn't have the 6-cylinder from the regular E46 M3. This one actually has a full-out V8. So this is a 1 of 1. Truly, you're not going to see another one like this. It's the only one ever made. And then here we have the race car version of it, as well as an E92 and a few other cars around this room. Guys, you know, if you don't know what this is, like, I can't really help you because everybody knows what car this is, whose car this is. This is Suki's S2000 from Too Fast, Too Furious. Best movie of all time. Fight me if you think I'm wrong. Too Fast, Too Furious is a cult classic. I personally know every line in that movie, even the seats, everything that was in the movie. I think this is one of the most iconic cars for anybody my age. And you guys know I'm into supercars. I like the McLaren F1s, the Zondas, all that. But this thing right here, come on. Suzuki's S2000. Now here's something else that's super cool. We have a Miata lowrider with the, it looks like it has all the hydraulics and everything, the wheels, but it is a Miata. And I believe they told us it's owned by Donut Media, which is, honestly, this thing caught my attention right away. I think it's such a cool concept. A Miata lowrider, I'm into this. So this room has a lot more of my type of cars. So we got, first off, an EB110 right here, silver. We've seen a lot of these recently, to be honest, but this is the 5th Dodge Viper ever made. So the first gen Viper, these things were dangerous. No ABS, no traction control, no nothing. 3-spoke wheels. Not a lot of cars have 3-spoke wheels, but across from that, we have the Lamborghini Miura. The green with the brown interior actually looks so nice. I think it's such a good combo on this car. Then we have the white with white wheels, 959 comfort. And we've also, I think, driven 959s on the channel. Such an underrated car, and I feel like to a normal person, this is almost just like an old 911. You got really got to know on this super iconic car. Then we have the SLR. I think these cars are so underrated, undervalued. Just, I think these at some point are going to pop up. People are going to remember they exist because Carrera GT, well over $1 million. Enzo, which we got right over there, $4 million. This was their competitor. The Holy Trinity back in the day was the SLR, the CGT, and the Enzo. Now, obviously, the big downfall of this car was the 5-speed automatic transmission, and maintenance is definitely not on the cheap side. But when a car like this is a quarter of the price of its cheapest competitor, which is the Carrera GT, I just think there's so much room for growth on this car, and this will be a $600,000 car one day. I just think people haven't really remembered that they exist because of how much hype the competitors have gone. Now, across from that, we have 3 Ford GTs. This is, I believe, a Mark III. Now, this Ford GT right here was owned by a huge collector that just has cars worldwide, but funny enough, this car was actually brand new, delivered in Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada, down the street from us. And then next to that is a stripeless, I believe, tungsten gray Ford G. Actually, no, I think this is darker than tungsten, but I'm not 100%. But stripeless Ford GT. And of course, the 997 GT3, just a great car all around. Then we have the Countach. And this, fun fact, was the first Lamborghini Aventador in North America. Now, we actually did see this car when they were doing all the press tours and everything in Toronto. And I actually believe there was a car journalist, he's still a car journalist, Brian Max, who reviewed, I think, this exact car. And I spotted him in Toronto, and then I got to know him through that. But this car made its way around everywhere, and I've been seeing this specific car since I was a pretty young kid. And now, you know, the car got donated to the Petersen Museum by Volkswagen North America, I believe, and it is their car, the first Aventador in North America. Now, what may be the fastest depreciating car at the Vault, not the fastest car, it might be the fastest car too, but definitely fastest depreciating car in the Vault is the SF90 Spider. Cool car, but I don't know, people just, the used market has not caught on to these. And then we have this 48 Spider, of course, one of 399 allegedly, but an icon that I grew up on, the Ferrari Enzo. And again, another car that I think people forgot about because the F12 came out, you know, when car social media wasn't as big, just the hype of buying cars as an influencer or whatever it is wasn't as big when this car was out. So all the hype really got to the A12, and now the cars are way more kind of mainstream in the media, and people know what cars are. They're talking about the A12. People don't really know about this car, and I think the F12 is, like, in my opinion, a better looking car than the A12. And I don't know, I think it's another car that's been forgotten about and is a bargain for what it is right now. But really talking about underrated right now, this is the car. This is it, because this checks off every Ferrari box. I mean, what makes a great Ferrari? Front engine V12, open top, manual. Now, this car right here, the 550 Barchetta, numbered, limited to 448 units, and this is the last Ferrari ever made where you know what number out of the 448 your car is. And it has a front engine V12 with an open top and a manual transmission. Everything this car stands for and has is the last of its kind. This is an absolute future classic, already getting there now, but I mean, come on, the kind of roll bars right here. The number plaque, this car is number 439 out of 448, gated manual. This is the last of its kind. This is a true rare breed. This is a true last of true Ferrari DNA for their great cars. And I think soon enough, people are going to really start appreciating these. Okay. How much do I have to pay you to wear this in a video?
To be testament, you said to wear a Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach and Beach. Film. But you got to film it. You got to film it. It's got to be proof.
More than you can afford, pal.
I don't know, man.
In extra small as well. Oh, perfect.
Oh, we want it nice and tight, you know.
The tone of the shop just got lowered. Oh dear.
So we just finished walking around the Petersen. We're gonna shoot the GT8 here for a second. We're gonna go to another location. Also, sorry, I have a Hall of candy in my mouth because, as you can tell, my voice is done. But yeah, honestly, like, LA is awesome because no matter what, even if you have no plans, things will come up. People will show up. We'll just things. So stay with us till the end of the video because honestly, like, we're not done for today. The difference between actual drivability and pictures in LA. For pictures, you got to put the splitter on. Once you want to leave, you got to take it off again.
I'm not getting out of the garage without them on. I'm going to need to come up with a quick release.
Yeah. I think we put double-sided tape on it. Nobody will know. So we are going to shoot the GT8 here somewhere. Just trying to adjust it with Nathaniel. He's gonna film me.
You need both hands in there.
Apparently. So Tim thinks I'm gonna stall the GT8.
I hope you'll be fine.
Yeah, let's see. Take the camera, you gotta film me.
How's it going? Lightning has struck. Cool. You figured out how to start it. Yeah, I get it sound that way.
You want to flip it around? Yeah, well, in the shade maybe? Go down a little bit. Yeah. Ah!
Am I allowed to move the seat? I'm gonna blame this on the seat.
It doesn't matter. A stall is a stall, my friend.
No.
A stall is a stall.
Okay. Now I'm gonna be fine. Watch. Yeah, he's lost it.
You did take the handbrake, right? You take the key out? Yep, now push it and hold it in. It's not like that.
You guys don't know how to build a car, man.
It's awful when it's on video, isn't it?
It's pretty like bold of me to say that.
Bye!
Wait, run after him, he's got my hand.
Do you think he's going to be able to stop?
You guys are so mean.
That would be an awkward place to stall it.
Go off to the side for a second.
Is you probably persuaded my girlfriend that she doesn't want to drive the car because it's difficult.
That was for you. I stole it on purpose for you, I'm telling you.
No, I'm not. I wanted her to drive it. You made it hard for me. I
Well-
was trying to tell her no, she'll be fine, and then you get in it and you stall.
She's never driven this?
No, never.
Oh my god. Well, look, I was trying to be considerate. I didn't move the seat forward, and then obviously I stalled. It is harder than I thought, but it's not that hard. I feel like in 2 minutes I could figure it out. But yeah, my first manual Aston Martin is also a right-hand drive and a GT8, so it is what it is. So I pride myself on not knowing how to do any work on a car, including literally the simplest thing. So they are installing the front lip while I just wait here to move the car. But I'm supervising. I'm the supervisor. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty embarrassing. I've moved Carrera GTs, I've driven XJ220s, F50s, everything. I kept stalling into this.
Wearing the wrong brand.
I agree.
Aston just doesn't want somebody who wears a McLaren shirt to
Well,
drive.
I gotta get an Aston shirt.
You could have bought Fernando Alonso's race suit at the Petersen.
Yeah, it's not in my budget. I know. I think the car's broken. It's the car's problem. It's not me, I think. Yeah. I need you to be like a pit crew by the end of the week because you're going to be shooting a lot. I need you have about a 30-second time limit to get it on and off.
30 seconds.
And what are you going to do a car week when there's 100 people waiting?
I'm just not going to.
Okay, so guys, if you want to catch the car with the actual splitter, you better come to LA because in Monterey they're staying off.
That's tightening. That's the wrong way.
Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Well, I'm using a ratchet, so it's just whichever way it's set. But I catch the, I don't know what you call it, the thing that changes which direction it's going.
Oh, the switch, the flip,
Yeah,
I don't know, yeah.
Switch part.
Yeah.
I'm catching it by mistake.
What do you say?
I know better than to try and race you.
Why is that? I'm in a station wagon.
Yeah, I know. You're in a fast station wagon. I'm in a car that looks fast, but it's manual and it's not that fast. At least I'm honest.
No, I'll make you look good. I'll go slow.
Thank you.
No problem.
It's funny, I know on this trip I'm going to have a ton of people being like, how fast does it go? And I'm like, well, it's one of my slower cars. But it looks cool.
It does look cool and it sounds fast.
It sounds really cool. I'm making up for all the Teslas here.
That's true. Yeah, we gotta pollute a little bit.
I meant make some sound.
Yeah, all of that too. So Tim is heading out. We will see him again on the weekend. Yeah, so he's going to Vegas. We'll see him again on Friday or Saturday, but for now, let's see. So we're driving around Beverly Hills, car spotting a little bit. We got this Mercedes. I think it stayed at our hotel in Monterey last year, and then Spider RS right behind it. And a lot of G-Wagons and Range Rovers and the typical Beverly Hills cars that you always see.